everybody, and welcome back to Quoth Plays Let's Play Dark Souls. This is Quoth, and I'm just looking to see what we can do to, move forward with the game a little bit more. And right now, we left off at the Tower of Heidi. So we're just going to warp there real quick. And as we are warping there, I just want to, basically apologize for the technical errors I've had over the last couple episodes here with Dark Souls. The last episode was watchable. Because the volume was still okay, but the problem was my voice was just so low that it sounds like I was talking from a mile away. And the reason for that was because I accidentally used the microphone for my computer instead of the one that I have on my headset. So it was, my computer wasn't sitting next to where I was, and I had the wrong microphone recording it. But for some reason, the volume was still high enough that it still picked up as if it was the same one. So in my mind, I thought it was the same until I actually went to listen to the video. And so right now we have fixed it. It should not be an issue any longer, but I just want to say I will be twice as careful moving forward with these. And hopefully the last episode was still watchable, but it seemed to be to me. But if it isn't, then skipping to this episode would not be the most horrible thing in the world. And you didn't miss too much. I mean, the Tower of Heidi is a fairly simple area. But moving down into this little area here, we're going to be moving closer and closer to No Man's Wharf. Okay. So we're just going to take out some of these knights. We're not going to see them all that much moving forward after this, so we might as well take advantage of the fact that they're here now. And we should be able to take these guys out in 4 or 5 hits. And we're going to start using our shield again so we don't accidentally die. You'll notice that I'm healing a little bit more than I was before. That's because I do have an Estus Flask +1. I did very quickly and easily use the Sublime Bone Dust when I went back to Majula, which allowed me to get the +1 on my Estus Flask, which makes them heal a significant amount more. It's not the most you can heal. I mean, I know the Estus Flask, I believe, does go up to plus 5, I think, if you get all of them or something like that. But it's definitely better than what I've got right now, or what I did have before this episode. Alright, just gonna wait for him to finish his combo. Take him out really quick. Illusory wall. I feel like that's not true. Because that's the second time I've seen that, but neither time did it actually work. Okay, so I'm going to assume that it is messing with me right now. This is not an illusory wall, and I'm just going to head out this way instead. I was kind of hoping it would be. I mean, I know there's a lot of them in this game that I have not yet found, and this would be one that I had not, but I think that's the second time I've seen that in playthroughs. And I don't know if it's because it looks like it really should be illusory, or because it is and I just don't somehow know how to activate it. It could be a lot of these things, but all I know is I gave it the old college try. The thing did not do anything for me, and I'm just going to assume that was because it's not actually illusory and not because I just don't know how to activate those type of walls. So as you can see, the elevator's here waiting for us, and we're going to ride it down into the creepy depths below the Tower of Heidi. And I believe this is the ideal way to get into No Man's Wharf. So there's another level of tunnels here, and I believe then the area right after that is where we're going, which is not my favorite area of the game, but it's certainly not the worst. Some people really don't like it. I don't really have. I'm kind of ambivalent. There's no sign here, but this does look more like an illusory wall than the last one did. But no dice. This is going to be a little bit more of a pain in the ass because this fellow here I have to try to dodge and fight while in the water. So now he should be pretty simple. Once he finishes his combo, you should be able to take him out. Like so. That was as simple as I thought it would be. And there is a staircase behind him. Where does it lead to? I believe the upper floor of this area, which has several items and the way forward, I think. This is a chest, I believe. Armor head, I think. Is this the knight suit? Yeah, the knight helm, arm guards, leggings, so on and so forth. I actually tried to upgrade my armor more than I have right now. And my equipment load just wasn't good enough even after leveling, so we're going to have to hold off for a while. This is just a broken door. So we actually do have to go back down to where the water is to get to the next area, which is what I kind of thought, but that's why I almost left, is after I killed him. But then I saw this way and I thought maybe this is the way we're supposed to go, so. Just a minor mistake. So this side of it, that was worth a shot. One of them might actually be an illusory wall. But yeah, this actually I remember very, very vividly. Because this is going to take us down to the No Man's Wharf. So we will save. Here's the bonfire. I will rest. And then we'll talk to this NPC a little bit.
What is it? I don't know you. Things are better that way. Normally, people... I'm called Lucatiel.
Now, Lucatiel here is actually one of the more interesting NPCs because we run into her numerous times. She's kind of like the Solaire of this game. Maybe not as badass, but certainly loses her mind in a similar way. Spoiler alert. And she is available for several different bosses in order to help you out. So, pretty useful person here.
I can see. I come from. Don't hesitate.
Okay, and after a short break in the action there, had an unavoidable interruption there. We're going to run into No Man's Wharf, and you're going to notice that I am not slowing down all that much. And that's because there are a lot of traps here at No Man's Wharf, and this is one of them apparently. Oh, I should probably mention I did change to the tower shield here. So if I do block anything, it is going to be 100% of the damage, which is extremely useful. And this will be the first area that I'm going to be very happy that I have it. But essentially we're just going to wander around No Man's Wharf here and see what we can collect. Now, some people find this area very challenging. I think you just have to be patient with it. It is definitely challenging, of that there is no doubt. But I think that... Alright, so that's what we don't want to see. Because that'll happen. And we're going to be pretty much out of Estus already here. So yeah, basically what you don't want to happen is get covered in the slime and then get hit by a fire arrow. That's a good way to get killed immediately. And the problem with this is that there are several enemies that do both things. So the trick is to just kill these guys one off at a time. And as you can see, they're not very strong. but some of them can hit hard, as you've seen. So. So take them out one at a time. If you do get the oil on you, you can run in the water to wash it off, which is a fairly useful method. This guy is a dick. Basically, we're going to get torches, and they're going to help us not get killed by those. But I don't know how he ended up finding me down here. I've never seen him down in this area before, that type of enemy, but apparently he somehow managed to fall down here. But as you can see, if you take it slow, this is completely doable. It's only when you do not that it becomes something that is more of a challenge. Iron arrow. And there are a couple important items in this area that I found as well, and we will get to them eventually, but ultimately, that boat right there, that's where we want to go. That is the goal of the level, is to make our way around the wharf to the point that we can get to that boat. Now that is what we call an ambush in the biz. And if you can get behind them and hit them the right way, because they are backstabbable, I believe, or critical strikeable. And they didn't stagger every time, which is a real pain in the ass. So we'll just explore some of these houses. I don't intend to go on them a second time if we die, or if we have to go back to the bonfire because we're too low or something like that. I fully intend for this area to be just simply ran through. There's a dog here, which is not good. The fact these guys do not stagger is really an annoyance to me. I am going to pop a life gem. And let's see what we can do here. Okay. So this is an area that I'm not a big fan of. But as you can see, these monsters right here, they are monsters that you can kill with the torch. Eventually they will get used to it though. So one needs to move pretty quickly or kill them rather quickly. So as you can see here, right now they're still trying to avoid and hide from the light. You can kill them very easily when that's the case. If they catch you at a different moment, or if they catch you after they've gotten used to the light, they don't tend to be nearly so lucky. Now, some of these places, they do have treasures and things like that in them, and I do realize this. I have no intention of going through every single one of these places because we'll have to fight a bunch of those creatures over and over again, and ultimately, not really my idea of a good day. So one at a time we'll take them out. I do believe we have to go up this way if we want to move forward and progress. So we will take care of this guy. He will almost die falling down the stairs. Pretty simple. And as you can see, there is a method to the madness in this type of level. You can get through it, it's just you have to do what you're supposed to do. So that is something you have to pull in order to get the ship to dock here. So we're gonna pull that now. Luckily, it does not unleash the Hounds of Hell. You're not gonna suddenly have like 50 monsters coming after you all at once. Luckily. Alright. My broadsword +3 is at risk, which is not good at all. We don't want to go down there all that much. And let's see what we have in our inventory here. Oh, if we have repair powder, that's ideal. Okay, we're going to use that. Just make sure our equipment is still... Yeah, it's much better than it was before. We're going to keep that the way it is. Now, I'm not that worried about this overall, but I will still throw some dark pine resin there. And jump down slowly. Oh no, that's not the one I want to open. Oh crap, okay. I want to say this is the one. Yep, this is definitely the one. So we'll quickly open this up while we have a chance here. Estus Flask Shard. Varangian Armor. Throwing Knife and Flame Butterfly. Okay, so we're going to use another life gem. Now that our poison should be finished up. And I think the other guy / monster unaggroed, which is exactly what I'm looking for. I think we can just run right down there when we have the chance to do so, but I think there's an item down here we can get of some variety. Okay, this is a horrible idea. I'm running back, I'm running back. Actually, no, that was definitely the right way to go, but so be it. So they're freaking out with the light. I'm going to take advantage of this. And I'm going to use the torch. And we're just going to run right by them. I have no intention of fighting them. I have intention of getting to the boat. And actually, I don't believe there's a way. That's the problem. Oh, crap. So I'm turning to run here. Say, I don't believe there's a way by which you can... I don't think there's like a bonfire or something I could find here. If there is, I would totally use it. This is kind of all or nothing. And I do realize this going into it. But I think if we play it smart, as long as we don't start bleeding, this should not be too difficult of a fight, if I recall. I don't believe it is. We're going to let our stamina jump back up here again and let this guy, this Flexile Sentry, run our way. And we're going to try to do the damage we can now while we have the pine resin. Because once we get this guy to half, the place will fill up with water. And then it'll become noticeably harder. So our pine resin is done, as you can probably tell. Probably not worth it to try to pick it up again. Although he's not coming at me, so maybe it is. So we're going to do it. Probably a waste, but sometimes I feel like these pine resins never get used anyway, so what's the point? So I might as well use them while you get the chance. We're going to play it safe. We're not going to try to kill him here. Well, no, now we are. Totally are. Okay. I think this is the way we did not come. Yep, so this is the way we definitely want to go. We do get a chest in here, which I do not remember what it holds. Pyromancy Flame and a Fireball, okay. And then this is what we want. That's the whole reason why we're coming over here. This little awkward-looking table, it's essentially a course plotter. It'll allow us to actually somehow rid the entire place of all enemies and sail out of the No Man's Wharf to the Haunted Bastille, which is where we're heading in the, which is where we intended to head. So, sounds good to me. We're gonna head over to the Haunted Bastille. There's two things I want to do over there before we end the episode. Actually, no. Well, there's only one. I just want to get to the bonfire. I'll show you guys where it is, and then we'll go back to Majula, level up a little bit, and then call it an episode, and save the Bastille for its own episode. Okay. So this is actually one of my favorite areas of the game, the Haunted Bastille. I just think it's some people probably don't like it. I think it reminds me the most of the original Dark Souls. I think that just the general basis of it, the general feel of it, is very Dark Soulsy from the original one. It just kind of feels like running through the Undead City, and that's what I like about it. But I think you guys will enjoy it. If you don't, then then I apologize. But no matter what you think, the Undead City awaits us here, or the Undead City, the Haunted Bastille awaits us here, and whether you think it's original, whether you think it feels like Dark Souls or Demon Souls or whatever. I mean, it definitely seems like the first level of Demon Souls as well, if you kind of think about it that way. I mean, I never really played Demon Souls all that much. I only played it for a little bit. Compared to Dark Souls, which I played a lot of and beat it multiple times, it's kind of a different experience. But what I can say is, of the levels in Dark Souls 2 that I've played so far, this one gives me the most, I kind of reminisce the most when I see this one. But in either case, you can run up here, run up here, run up here, but ultimately what we're looking for is not the common fruit, which you could find in any grocery store or supermarket. It's this doorway here, which is going to leave us with a new bonfire and a chance to go back to Majula and we can warp back here with fast travel, which is one of the things I really love about Dark Souls 2. It's one of the improvements they definitely made, that you could fast travel prior to the end of the game, which in Dark Souls 1 is nice. You know, you get to the end of the game, it's like, oh, hooray, you get to, you know, jump between bonfires. But, you know, I'd much rather be able to do it now when, you know, you can spend the whole game doing it, as opposed to only getting it at the very end and barely being able to use it. So we are back in Majula, and I am going to level up.
Is that a shot? Hit to see light.
And both the Estus Flask Shard to 5. And we're going to level up in general. So I'm thinking I'm going to level up Vitality a bunch of times here, just because it'll allow us to equip something a little better than what we have right now. Let's see what we can do with this now. So first off, can we equip the Heidi Iron Knight Mask, which is one of my favorite helms of the game, and still not fat roll? Yes, we can. Can we equip the Knight Gauntlets? Actually, the Hard Leather Gauntlets are actually better, weirdly enough. This is going to be better, though. Okay, will we have to fat roll? No, we won't. Can we actually equip the Knight Armor? No, I think we will fat roll. It's going to be over 70. So we're going to leave the Falconer Armor on, I think. And we'll see if we can upgrade it a little bit more.
Huh.
Okay. Okay, so now, what do you call it? Now it's blocking 88%, which is almost as good as the level 1 Knight Armor, and for a fraction of the weight. So that seems like a plus to me. We have the broadsword once again. Not my favorite sword. I'd rather get something like the Bastard Sword or something like that. But for now, it seems to be working okay. We have no way to really upgrade it. But that's going to be it for this episode. We had some nice upgrades. It kind of was a little bit of a struggle at points, but we made it through No Man's Wharf without dying, which is pretty much as good as you can expect from No Man's Wharf. I kind of like to pull that off like a band-aid. No Man's Wharf is not my favorite area, but there's 2 things I need to do in it. Well, 3 technically, but there's 2 things I really want to do in it. 1, complete it. That's obviously the most important. 2, get the Estus Flask Shard that we got. The third thing that we can do there that we didn't do yet, but I wasn't planning to. There is a merchant in one of the houses there that I completely skipped, and that merchant allows you to sell your items to him for souls. It's the only merchant in the game that can do it. I think there's 2 options or 2 times that you can actually do that, but I want to save it, the first time for when I have more items to sell to him. Right now I don't have that many, so I left him where he is. I think after you do it the first time, he shows up again in the castle, and then after that, that's it. So figured I might as well wait until I have more stuff to sell. I could sell it to him in No Man's Wharf, and then later on, if I have more things to sell at the very end of the game, I can go ahead and do it then. So that's it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys saw how one can run through and basically skip most of No Man's Wharf and still get the important things. I think it was overall a successful episode, and take it easy and enjoy your, see you guys next time.